Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. It is Wednesday afternoon, and I would like to welcome you to Craft Spot. So this is where you get to follow along with my crafting adventure, and today I have a card class for you. I will be featuring the Cheerful Daisies bundle. It's brand new. It's in the new annual catalog, and it is delightful. It's pretty flowers, great colors. Well, there's great colors in the paper. I didn't use a whole lot of the designer series paper in this class, actually. Did more stamping, but anyway, join me and I will show you and we will have some fun. So let me just change this spotlight. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. What am I doing here? Spotlight for everyone. Okay. Remove all pinned videos. Oh, got that funny message again. I think I had that one other time. And as I recall, it was okay. Hopefully it is this time as well. Anyway, if you are here joining me live, do say hello. Let me know that you are watching. And just so you know, this is a class. I am going to show you 3 cards today. We'll make 3 cards, and then you can follow along, and you are welcome to make these cards on your own. Hello, Donna, welcome. But if you would like to have the kit and the full tutorial for these, you can have that just by placing an order on my at my online store using my current host code, which I was going to put in the description, but I was having trouble getting the link to work. So I will I'll put it in the comments right after this. And then you can just click on that link. You go to my store, you can place an order. And if your order is $35 or more, I will send you the card kit for free. If your order is over $60, I will also include a package of the Adhesive Backed Solid Gems, which I am going to use on the cards today. So let's take a look at what we're playing with. Cheerful Daisies. This is, as I said, a brand new stamp set. It is a bundle, so there are stamps and dies to cut out all of these flowers, and the flowers cut out in layers, as you will see on one of the cards. So you can make the flowers just with the dies if for some reason you don't want the stamp set as well. But great stamping flower images and stuff, and some sentiments as well, which I always like to see a combination of images and sentiments in one set, because it means, you know, you can do it all. So there we go. That is the stamp set, and you will see some of the dies in action as we go. So let's get started. The first card I'm going to make does use some of the designer series paper. This is from the Cheerful Daisies suite as well. This is just one of the pages, and it's such pretty flowers. I thought I would just show them off on this card. So this is quite an easy card to make. Starts with a basic white card base and some basic black cardstock, and then and then there's supposed to be a piece of designer series paper. Oh my goodness, where did I leave it? I know I cut 2. I only used 1. Oh, my. I'm going to go grab the extra while I try and put this down. Sorry, folks, I shall be right back. I don't see it anywhere. I'm not sure. It's not in the box unless it's hiding in something, under something. I don't know. I don't know where it went, but I do have more. So we're just going to cut another piece, apparently. It's crazy. I don't know what happened to it. I just cut it because it's been a busy day. And so I have only recently completed all of this. But anyway, I will find it and then I will have another card ready to go, or another piece of paper for a card anyway. Okay, all good. So I am just going to put this onto my basic black cardstock. It has been a busy day. It's, I suppose you could say it was a bit of an exciting day in that my new washer arrived today, and that's good because we all need washers. But I am so sad that my 40-year-old washing machine gave up the ghost. And when the guys delivered the new one, they were taking, we'd signed up to have them take away the old one, and they're carrying it out. You could tell the way they carried the new one in that it was much, much lighter than the old one, because the old one was 40 years old, back when they were made with very heavy metal. And so we could just tell by the way they were carrying the new one that it was much lighter than what the other one was going to be. So they're carrying it out, and the guy goes, oh, this thing's half full of water. And MSH is there, and he's like, no, it's not. I don't think they believed us, because they didn't believe washing machines could be so heavy unless they had water in them. But yeah, 40 years ago, they were made with very heavy metal, and they lasted a long, long time, 40 years. But sadly, that's over. So anyway, the new one is in. See, you've got it all hooked up. Oh, look what I found. Ta-da. Set it to the side while I was clearing a path. That's okay. We had another piece, obviously. So, okay, so this piece, the Cheerful Daisies are all photopolymer stamps, which is ideal because there is two-step stamping. So it might be hard to tell, but one of these is solid petals and the other one is outline. And so it's two steps. So photopolymer is perfect because then you can see through and get everything lined up. I did not use the two on this. That's just one layer of stamp. But all right. Hello, Deb. Welcome. So we are using the Cheerful Daisies today. And this is one of my online classes. So if you are interested in placing an order in my online store, you can receive this class kit for free. Okay. Uh-oh, a little bit of ink was on my block and got onto my paper, but I think it will be okay. I'm going to continue on with my flowers and just see if it hides it. So this is copper clay. This is one of the new in colors, and now I am adding my daisies in boho blue, which is also one of the new in colors. I'm going to try and get some blue right over top of that and see if it hides it. Yes, I think that will be just fine. So, put one over here. Go, and we have copper clay for the centers, which is what's in the paper as well. So I'm just matching those colors. There we go. Okay, we'll get these closed up because we all know what happens if we don't close the ink, right? And I am also going to take just a moment. This is all the stamping we're doing with this for now, so move that out of the way. That must be in the paper because that's not ink. Kind of interesting. This is the first time that I've played with this paper, so I'm not entirely familiar with it all yet. Some of it, I'm using some of it for my Stampa Stack this Saturday. but not this particular piece. So this is the first time I've played with this sheet, and this is the sheet that has the daisies on the bottom and then just plain blue at the top. So your kit will include the designer series paper. It will not include the die cuts, but it will include paper to do the die cutting. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you have this bundle, you are all set. If you wish to order this bundle, then you will certainly be all set. And if you don't have the bundle and you don't add it to your order, then you can use something from your stash. It's entirely up to you. But this is a great set. As I said, I am using it at my Stamp-A-Stack this weekend, and so I have been playing with it quite a bit. I think I'm going to cover this up. I don't know quite what it is, why it's there. To me, it looks a little odd. Well, now that I've seen it, it looks a little odd. She puts this just a little bit higher than I wanted, but I think I'm going to go with it. And why is, oh, looks just a little bit long. I'm just going to give it a smidge of a trim here. Hopefully. See how brave I'm being hand cutting this. Hoping for the best. Okay, so here. Then we try to get it straight, because straight is always good. My eyes deceive me. Hopefully they don't. Looked a little low. That looks better. Okay, hopefully that is straight. Alrighty, and then, as I mentioned, if you place an order in my online store that is $60 or more, I will send you this package of Adhesive Backed Solid Gems, and they are 3 different colors: Lemon Lolly, Boho Blue, and Copper Clay. And you get 2 of, in each row you get 2 of each size, and there's 3 different sizes, so there's lots of choice for what you want to do to embellish your card. And this one doesn't have, this one had sort of a spot where they seem to look like they belonged, but I think I'm going to go with the middle size and then the 2 smaller sizes on this card. Just adding just a little bit on there. Maybe I should, you know what? I do this all the time, don't I? I put them down and then I think I see a better spot for them. So do I want them on here? I don't know. No, I don't think I want them on there. I think I like that white space. So we're going to stop there. We're going to quit while we're ahead, maybe. So there is card number 1. It is quick and easy, as I mentioned. Okay, card number 2. I am using lots of the new colors. Hello, Judy. Welcome. I'm glad you like the card. This is the Cheerful Daisies set that I'm using, and I love it. And I'm also sharing lots of the new colors, couple of in colors here, Copper Clay and Boho Blue. And on this card, we have 2 colors that are new, but they're not in colors. They're actually part of the new core color collection. Because we had a color refresh, there are new, what they call core colors. So these colors will stay even past the 2 years. They'll stay for sure till the next color refresh, which is usually about every 5 years. They say 3 to 5. The last one was 5. I suspect it'll be towards the 5 years. So Lemon Lolly and As Your Afternoon. So those are the 2 new colors that I'm using on this card. So for this card, we are going to bring in the Lemon Lolly ink pad, and I'm just going to do some tone on tone stamping with just the outline image of the daisy. And I'm just going to randomly stamp this all around card. I don't need to worry about being here too much because I have cardstock that's going to go over there. I didn't show you the card, did I? Well, look at me. Here's the card. So this is why we don't need to worry too much about what goes here, because we're going to cover it up. But we do have some that shows there, and it's a little bit difficult to see on the camera, I believe, but in real life you do see it. It's subtle. I mean, that's the idea, but you can definitely see it. So. I think that will do. Let's just see this here, because we also have this piece that is going to go there. So yeah, so we just have some of the flowers around the edges, which is what I was after. Yes, you're right, Judy, that the yellow and the blue is very cheery together. It's it made me think of summer, and I'm probably really dating myself here, but when I was a child, sailor outfits, sailor dresses and things were very popular. And they weren't generally these colors. I had a navy one, I believe. I had a red one. But for some reason, it sort of makes me think of that. I don't know why. Don't look for logic in some of the things that I tell you. Sometimes there just is none. Okay, so for this one, we are going to do some two-step stamping. I am going to stamp the solid petals of the daisy in the lemon lolly. And then I will come in with the outline and the azure afternoon to go around it. And I may have to stick my head in the camera for that part. Just so I have to stick my head in the camera for this part so I get this centered. Okay. We'll hope for the best on this one. And then it's not difficult to line up the images, but when you're on an angle, things always look a little bit different. So let's cross our fingers and hope for the best here. Okay. Get this inked up, and then you just have to make sure you have it lined up. So you just want to kind of hover over it, and as you get close, you can kind of see where you're going. There we go. That's where it's going. Everybody cross your fingers that I hit the right spot. Yeah, it's pretty good. A little bit off, but not bad. It's okay. It will be all right. And then, oops, I have the flower center that we will do in the short afternoon as well. There we go. There. So it's interesting, some of the colors that we have this time, depending on where you live, the colors are pronounced a little bit differently. One of the new in colors is Moody Mauve, if you live in Canada. If you live in the United States, it's Moody Mauve, because that's a mauve and mauve are the same words, spelled the same way. Everybody thinks of them with the same meaning, but they are pronounced differently. And not necessarily pronounced. Oh, and the other one is, you know, that lovely sweet syrupy pie with the nuts. In Canada, we call it pecan pie, generally. Not everybody, I think. And in the States, I believe, and I think it's a Canada, US. It might be somewhere, but anyway, they call it pecan pie. So that's another one. And then this ink that I have used, can you see what that is? This. We call that, we say azure. And I think in the US, they pronounce it azure as well. And I don't actually know how they pronounce it in the UK, but with the, you know, a British accent, Louise, who I work with in the our global crafting group, she said, "Oh yes, we had quite the laugh when people were talking about Azure afternoon, because we said, oh, yes, it's a lovely day, and how's your afternoon? As in, how's your afternoon? But anyway, with the accent, and I can't do it well, I apologize. But it was hilarious when she did it, because she, of course, has a British accent. Okay, let's put this back there. Oh, I did actually stamp this sentiment previously. I just need to snip him. I was thinking I would get ready in advance and save some time, and then the washing machine came, so some of those plans kind of went out the window. But anyway, I did get everything ready. I just didn't get some of the extra prep work done that I had sort of thought I might do. So if you are a blue person, I love blue, it is my favorite color. You are likely very happy with the new color palette that we have, because there are lots and lots of blues, all different blues. Light blues, dark blues, bright blues, turquoisey blues, greeny blues. There is just a lot of blue in the palette. But anyway, lots of colors that I like. Lots of colors that go together beautifully. And so then, because they had added all these blues and colors and everything to the core color palette, the in colors are, other than boho blue, they are very organic, earthy, warm tones, just lovely, but very, very different from what we've had for the last few years. So I've been playing with some of them. I'm super excited to share more of those with you in the coming weeks and months. And and all the poor colors that have been around for a while are being, they're being left in the dust right now. I'm not using them very much, but I will bring them back here and there because they're still good colors. But oh boy, I do like the new ones. So lots of fun. So this sentiment, because I want to put it along here, and this is raised with dimensionals, I'm just going to put a dimensional under here, and I have even cut it in half just because I didn't want it. I didn't know how close I would be to the edge, and I didn't want to risk it ending up on top of that, because then it would just be lumpy. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the top to hold it in place, and I dropped my glue holder onto the floor. Steal that one. Did I take that off? I did not. Put the dimensional backing off of there, and then just going to drop this right down at the right about there. Should do ish. I think that'll work. Okay, back to the same gems. This time we're going to use the lemon lolly ones, and so this time we'll mix it up again, and I will use one of the largest ones and then two of the smallest ones. So there we go. So there is card number 2. Your kit will include supplies to make 2 of each of these, so it's actually 6 cards that you will be able to make. Okay, so this card, this is where you get to see the dies in action. Look at all that stuff. Here is, I have so many of these. One of them I think is stamped, yes. Here is the finished card, with the exception of this. This was actually, this was the first card I made. And I want to use the bubble bath, and I want to use the lemon lolly, and I'll use the azure afternoon. And so that became my 3 flowers. And then I used the azure afternoon over here, and I wanted to use the boho blue gems. So you'll notice there are no gems on here. I might put the boho blue gems on here, maybe over on this side. They're not the same as the Azure Afternoon, but they kind of coordinate. Right, I hadn't decided, so I stopped. And I had already cut my pieces, but I am actually going to use this one in boho blue. So there are all the pieces. So in the die set, there are, as I mentioned, there's a top layer of these daisies. So this is all the detail of the daisies. These are just some sprigs. So there's the detail of the daisies. And then there are white individual daisy backings, but there's also this one where they are attached. And so I had used the individual ones already. So I thought, oh, I'll do this one with the ones that are all attached. So that is this guy. So I'm just going to flip these over. And it would have been really organized if I had put adhesive sheets on these, but guess what? When I'm creating, I'm not really thinking. I just tend to cut stuff and then decide what I'm going to do with it after the fact. So no adhesive sheets on these, but in your card kit for the class, I will put adhesive sheets on them so that they are a sticker. Makes life so much easier. I love adhesive sheets. I should just have cardstock sitting around with adhesive sheets on it, and sort of anytime I'm using something small, I just make it into a sticker. If you don't use it, it's not the end of the world. But sometimes, like these, I'm not going to glue down completely. And if you do have the adhesive sheet on it and you take it off, it will be sticky everywhere. So sometimes when I'm not sure where I'm going to put things and whether they're going to stick up or go over different heights or something, I don't use the adhesive sheets because I can't think that far ahead, I guess is kind of the truth. Ah, yes. Okay. So these just plunk right onto the flowers, onto the white parts. They just kind of fit in. There we go. Oops. You just have to take a minute and make sure you have the right petals in the right places before you give it that final push, don't you? There, I have it. Had to rotate it one more petal. If you haven't seen these or noticed these or tried these are the silicone mats. They are awesome when you are gluing. They just keep your work area below tidy. So when I'm done with the glue, just move this mat out of the way, and then I know that my paper underneath does not have anything sticky on it. And so I won't get glue on the back of this or have to stick to anything. So there is that. And then what I did was I wanted these in green. There is a solid leaf, and I could have there's also this leaf. I could have die cut some of these in green, but what I decided to do was just pull out, and this is dark parakeet party, my dark parakeet party Stampin' Blend, and I just colored it. You just have to be a little bit careful because these ends are not attached to anything, so to smush them. But it's super easy just to add color. The Stampin' Blends, of course, being alcohol markers, just the ink just flows beautifully and fills that in for you. And if you over it a second time, it just makes the color a little bit darker, a little bit more intense. If you don't want that, then just color it once. Entirely up to you. And if you want it lighter, I could have used the light marker. I just wanted it to have lots of color. So there we go. And then when I made this card, I stamped with As Your Afternoon. So I haven't actually tried stamping on Lemon Lolly with boho blue, and I'm hoping it looks okay. If it doesn't, I have cut an extra and we'll stamp it in black or something darker. So since I did not do a test run with this when I did the color change. So there we go. Am I in the camera? Yes, I am still in the camera. Now I just need to find my sentiment. Here we go. Your friendship means everything. It's a beautiful sentiment. Okay, now I don't want to see my glue box. Up over top of this and hopefully get it straight and centered. Oh, that totally works. Okay. That might even be a little bit, well, they both work. But this will match. So that's what I was ultimately after. Okay, let me just do this a little clean. Okay, and then we are ready to assemble. So for this one, the basic white card base, and then this is Bubble Bath, and I have embossed this with one of the basic embossing folders. This is the sort of hash marks. This is part of a 3-pack that you get from the online exclusive. So if you go to my online store and look up online products, it will show you this. There's 3 embossing folders in the one package, and they're wonderful. There's the hash marks, there's polka dots, and then there's some flowers. So just going to, so when I put this under here, I don't really want this piece. So I'm just going to snip it off because it is going to go under this flower anyway, and then it just won't show through. There's a little bit there that shows through, but that's okay because Lord knows where this is going to end up exactly in it. And then this one actually had over top a little bit, but again, I took that off because oh, this is up a little higher perhaps, so that might work okay. I put it there. Okay, so I am just going to put a little dab of glue on the bottom of this. I don't want it all really stuck down. I just I do kind of want it held in place, but I don't want it really stuck down. I want to have a little bit of movement on it. So I'm just going to do a little touch in a couple of spots just to hold it in place, but not have it all stuck right there. And I stick it in that. So not sure you can see on camera, but some of those branches are just ever so slightly lifted, just to give a little tiny bit of movement to them. Just so a creative touch. How does that sound? Does that sound like I know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about? Don't be fooled. Anyway, they had our team crafting night was last night. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun last night. So I guess everybody was just in, in good moods or, looking to craft or I don't know. Anyway, it was so much fun. Everything turned out lovely now. I think I put some glue on there. And I don't have this ready to go yet. So I'm going to throw some couple dimensionals onto here so I can get him stuck down and I put that little bit of the leaf over top of the one edge of my sentiment. So anyway, yeah, it was great. There was lots of people going, okay, so I'm stuck now. What should I do? Do you think I should do this or add this sentiment? Anyway, I was doing some crafting and everyone was helping me with colors and backgrounds and do we need more of this or less of that? So yeah, it was good fun. Of course, anytime you're crafting with friends, it's pretty much guaranteed good fun, right? Yeah, I just wanted that to stay down a little bit. Okay, and then this guy, I am going to grab my silicone sheet again. Just get some real glue here. Put a little bit more glue onto these. I am gluing these down flat. I popped up the sentiment of dimensionals, but I wanted to put these flowers on flat. So a little bit on there, a little bit just up the top here. It doesn't have to be glued everywhere. You just sort of want to hold some key parts down so that it doesn't, well, it doesn't fall off. Oh. Okay. Oh, move this out of the way so I can see where I'm going. And right about sure, right about there. How's that for an exact science, eh? Definitely not. Okay, pull this out of here and then I will use some liquid glue again. This is not heavily embossed. I'd probably be okay with tape runner, but when I do use embossed pieces, I like to use the liquid glue so that it gets into the little crevices and sticks. If you use tape runner, sometimes it, because it's only really hitting the high spots, it can be less effective. So the liquid glue kind of oozes into the nooks and crannies a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I haven't seen any comments for a long, long time. I'm hoping everyone is still there. It looks like you are. But sometimes Facebook doesn't like to share comments with us. So I'm not sure whether it's Facebook or whether everybody's just quietly watching. Okay, so we will add some of these. What do we think here? Maybe back to the big guy. The big one there. Medium ones, or maybe one of each size, just to be different. I like that. What do you think? Do you think I could get away with boho blue on there? So the ones I had thought about at first was these. Maybe I'll go with these. These are the iridescent pearls. And I know the blues won't clash. So maybe I'll just stick with these. I didn't have the marvelous idea to use the other gems until after I had gotten started with this. But then it just sort of worked out that I was using all 3 colors out of that gem pack. And it's like, hey, if I just change the blue, it will all come together. And then that can be the gem pack that I send you as my extra thank you if your order is $60 or more. So there's card number 3. Let me just move some of these things out of the way. So maybe we'll just do one of each card should suffice, eh? So that we don't have any things in the picture. Let me get these all in. There we go. So those are the 3 cards using the Cheerful Daisies bundle. And you can have a card kit to make 6 cards, 2 of each of these for free with a $35 order from my online store. And if your order is $60 or more, I will also send you these adhesive backed gems, okay, which I have used. If your order is not at the $60 point, no worries, you can use whatever gems you have in your stash. But this would be my extra thank you for ordering from me. And the card class would have full tutorial with photos and all the measurements, so that beyond this you could use these again to make even more cards. So today is May the 10th. I will have this class available until May 23rd, so that's 2 weeks, and you just have to place an order from my online store using my current host code, which I will add to the comments, and then I will send you the kit. Alrighty, so there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out. I hope you like the cards. I hope you enjoyed the crafting. If you don't want the kit, but you want to give these cards a try, there they are. I will post pictures of them on social media as well, so you will be able to go back and take a look at a still picture, but you will always have the Facebook video to refer to as well. So thanks again for joining me. I hope to craft with you all again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.